All right, Des Moines, here we go. So, your Des Moines build, you've got Main Armaments Mod 1, Surveillance Radar Mod, sure, Aiming Systems, yeah, Propulsion, sure, Concealment, and Enhanced Propulsion, which is the Legendary Module, which is so fun to play with. Hydroacoustic, and Surveillance Radar. Makes perfect sense. Do you have a Special Captain?
This I'm using Halsey on this one.
Okay. And of course, Halsey's got a couple of buffed pieces. Grease the Gears being one, the other one being Gunfeeder, which you're using both of. Priority targets, so you just know how screwed you're about to be. Superintendent for the extra heal, concealment. And let's see, and then, okay, so into Adrenaline Rush. Survivability Expert gives you a little bit extra HP. And then finally, Top Grade Gunner, which is great if you're in a duel with an enemy ship, or if you're just kind of out there pounding away at somebody. Comes in handy. Signals, anti-det, ramming, fire chance, fire reduction, hydroacoustic action time, heal, speed, and consumables. All of that makes perfect sense. I don't see anything wrong with any of this. Which, I mean, it's a clan battle, so you'd hope that everything looks good.
You'd hope I got it figured out.
Right. And if you don't, that's okay. That's we'll talk about it. All right, so we have the characteristic well done spam that well done likes to use. And this is a clan battle, so I'm going to not spectate your ship as much. If there's something big happening for you, Zoolou, I want you to tell me so we can spectate it. But, you know, normally with this we look at the whole environment, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so I ended up doing the initial call. I wanted the Napoli to go out wide A, but his spawn was not good for that.
Pretty much the worst possible.
Yeah, so he decided to stay CB side, which we paid for it. You'll see that in a bit.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, Napoli you want to send to either flank. Whatever you can do. So, all right. You've got a Montana for your battleship. They've got a Montana as well. Have you felt that this season is very different compared to previous seasons of clan battles?
Yeah, we've been. It's a lot. Even the one battleship season, like 3 or 4 seasons ago, it does feel a bit different. You have a lot more Des Moines. You have a lot more emphasis, even more emphasis on Napoli. Napoli is still really strong.
Well, yeah, it's super tanky.
A lot of French DDs, not a lot of Darings. We're going up against green and purple teams consistently, and most of the time we don't see Darings.
Very interesting, because Daring is a really good destroyer killer.
Yeah, we really like to play it. We got a lot of people in our land who are very comfortable with it.
Okay. And she's pretty flexible, too. So the enemy has 2 gearings. You've got a gearing and a daring. You're sending your gearing to the flank with the Napoli and the Nevsky. Obviously, that's more so that he can kite away and enemies sail right into your torps, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the hope.
That's the hope. And then you've got your daring. Now, this is the alternate clan battle layout. So you've got the A cap more center. So you've got your daring approaching the cap, but cautiously. And what did you tell your battleship to do? Just kind of hang out and look for shots?
Yeah, hang out around C so you can support A and CB area.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because there's a very strong early battleship position, and that's almost where Agent Tangerines is, right? Because then he can slap whatever's in the mid.
Yeah, that's exactly why we put the Mosswood there. To have that position with the Mosswoods at the battleship.
Right.
That way the battleship can stay CB side if needed.
Right. Now, we don't see it on the minimap, but you are at the other island heading towards Gulf 5. Are you going to turn nose up here, or are you planning on going all the way around?
I'm turning those up to support an A.
Because obviously A is far more important than going all the way around. Older seasons, maybe it's a different story, but with A cap being moved more central, it's more important that you cover that mid. Yeah, what were those pings for? Was that radiolocation?
Yeah, that'd be radiolocation, and we're assuming at that time like Des Moines is getting smoked in that spot.
Well, we do see that smoke train starting up. So obviously there's a gearing over there. Okay. Which level of clan battles is this?
So this is going to be green.
So Typhoon?
Yep.
Got it. I'm gonna make a note of that.
So right now our current plan is to try and out-trade them in the middle of A, support the daring.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we've at this point we've identified that we have more ships outside the CB, so we need to look for opportunities over there. At this point is where I'm like hyper focused, and actually the daring is our main shot caller.
Got it.
For this game.
Okay. And you're taking free shots on the Montana. You're not detected because you're behind that that bluff or cliff or whatever.
Yep. And I know that there's going to be at least one DM at A, so I'm not trying to expose myself to a lot of free damage from that.
Sure. Mosfa is getting kind of aggressive.
Yeah, we saw that. We were right about here. That's when we started trying to refocus on the Mosfa.
Yeah. Now, guys, this is high-level gameplay. Typically, you've got Doom Snails, you've got one on each flank, if you will, and then it's a whole lot of trying to win a war of attrition. Frankly, it's quite boring to watch, and also, I'd say almost boring to play, but that's competitive for you.
It's got some interesting moments, so I won't spoil everything.
Yep. Consider this a preview of what you'll see with King of the Sea coming up. Now, the Nevsky took a good chunk of damage. He's quite low. He's forced to back off. So it looks like you guys are going to win that flank. But A is being capped.
And this team we brought is pretty much all COTS players for us.
So they're used to the Des Snails and all that kind of stuff, okay?
Yep.
Ooh, Tangerine just got hammered.
Yeah, that was a painful moment.
The problem with Moskva, it's got that very long bow and you think you're safe and then you find out you're not.
Yeah, that Monty pushing over that way was problematic. And of course Darren can't reach it with Torp, so we don't have a huge amount of pressure on it right now.
No, but what I find interesting is that A is not being capped anymore, so that means that was the Des Moines in the A cap. Obviously he backed off. So because you guys got C just technically a little bit earlier than they got B cap, you guys are winning.
Yep. Now I'm trying to blind fire spam the Des Moines that's taken A.
You might as well. Meanwhile, the team that's up on the eastern flank, they have the unenviable task of having to push into the enemy.
Yep, and it was when I rewatched the replay, it was kind of sloppy, that push, so that nearly cost us.
Well, so for those of you guys who don't know competitive that well, when you push, you typically have to trade HP in order to make that push. As a matter of fact, look at the other Des Moines. He took all this time to come all the way around this corner to start shooting at you.
Yeah, and here's where we get punished for not having the Napoli out wide.
Well, sure, because the Napoli would have stopped that. Or at least would have spotted it earlier for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for your team to go and cap B and get up there, they're going to pay for it with hit points because they're going to sail into torpedoes. You can see Nevsky right now. There's gearing torpedoes. Your daring is now on radar from the Des Moines, one of them.
Yep.
And
So
I mean, this is a good push by them.
We're losing the daring here.
Oh yeah.
And
Not
this
much
is
you can
when
do about it.
Yeah, so I made certain I recognize at this point, and I'm starting to go forward so I can keep the Des Moines spot and the radar if needed. So we at least trade 1-for-1. Still not great.
Sure.
I'd rather keep the DD over the cruiser.
Well, yes. Now, what's the decision for having your Montana go up where he's going?
Not entirely certain.
Okay.
Mainly because I'm guessing because there's not a huge amount to threaten him, and he can kind of push and use his HP there.
The reason I'm asking is because Montana loves shooting Des Moines, so I mean, you had two Des Moines there that he could easily slap. As a matter of fact, look at this one Des Moines. This is fine.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I wish we had the Monty still in that spot.
Yeah.
I think it was an auto call on him.
Okay.
And this is the Mossman and the Napoli. This was a bit unfortunate.
Yep, I was actually leaving you for a minute because there's not much going on there. I wanted to watch what happens here.
The enemy is about to win.
Your Nevsky dies. He ends up by himself as your gearing went into their flank. Oh, no. Okay. So he does get some torpedoes off. He shows a little bit aside, and I think the Moskva was able to punish that. Hi.
Yeah, and he was trying to break the Moskva guns. Not having any luck with it.
He wanted to break the Moskva guns?
Yeah. Wasn't having any luck with it because I'm gonna kill the Moskva. I'm gonna be able to kill the Moskva on the other side.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our Monty's there.
But yeah,
so
your Monty.
Is
Go ahead.
Napoli takes the fire right here.
Mm-hmm. And he makes inky, but it doesn't matter. He's down.
Yep.
Okay. But in the process, look at where you've moved. You've actually moved up to the A cap. You're now hydroing the Des Moines. He's counter hydroing you, but you are keeping them from earning cap points. You're still down a ship though.
Yep.
You're about to be down too, as Moskva's really low.
He survives.
This is a very precarious position for you guys because the Gearing and Nevsky that are all the way up at the A10 area, they're still alive.
Yep. They're turning around and gonna be a pain here pretty soon.
Of course. So I would imagine you would just tell especially your Montana, but also your Gearing, we're going to the middle. Like, to hell with the side anymore.
Yeah, but I think that's what should have been the call. At this point, I am trying to make certain I can get damage on the Monty without showing too much.
Yeah.
Took a little bit of pain, but...
Well, because the Nevsky, of course, has radar, and that's exactly what he's done. He's radared your Gearing.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's not going to die for it unless he's got doesn't have dead flags, but it does tell the enemy where the Gearing is. Montana doesn't have to worry about Gearing torpedoes, like that kind of stuff. Now you radar, and now you know where the Gearing is, so obviously your Montana has to be concerned about Gearing torpedoes across, the center, essentially.
Yep, and the Mosso had called that he was spotted, and he was concerned that the Gearing had left the cap and gotten out. That was why I radared.
Gotcha, okay. I mean, knowledge is important, and I would have expected that Gearing to have done that, but it looks like he was held in the middle in case your Montana charged and pushed.
Yep.
That's my guess, at least. But you're continuing to get pretty much free shots on the Montana because he's very much more focused on other... No, he's looking at you.
Yep. I keep trying to keep his guns turned on me, so... And then
sure.
back out every time he turns.
Worst situation right now for your team is he smacks you and then rams the Montana.
Yeah. It's not quite that bad, but it's pretty close to that bad.
I mean, I would mentally be preparing for that, right?
Yeah. And then our Gearing makes a mistake here of not turning in between the islands and then getting caught on that island.
Okay. Zoom back out again. We can see Jonathan now sees the Nevsky. He had HE in the barrels, fires them off. Nevsky's on fire, DCPs. Hawk opens up with his guns.
Yeah. And this losing the Gearing here was almost lost us the game.
Why not smoke? I don't get why he didn't smoke.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain.
We haven't seen his smoke for a long time, so I'm pretty sure that smoke is available. Okay, well, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah, so at this point we just accept that we're going to trade Montes, which John does a good job of at least getting the trade.
Well, I mean, a trade is... I would rather take that trade than risk failing the broadside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it comes down to you and your Moscow versus two enemy Gearings and their Des Moines. So what you have to hope for is that they're going to screw up. How can you get them out of here, though? Because
I wouldn't say they screwed up, but the sequence of events that's about to start is kind of ridiculous.
We're gonna... What just happened? Okay. Oof, I was worried that the game crashed. We're gonna follow you because obviously there's not much to see from the Mosfet's perspective. You're just gonna go in, which makes sense.
Because, yeah, I have to go in.
Yeah, you have to. Like there's.
I don't play a huge amount of Des Moines, so I should have been on the other Des Moines guns, which would have been quite beneficial. But I didn't realize. I didn't think about that until late.
Des Moines has famously weak turrets, so you could absolutely AP into his bow guns there and destroy them. Matter of fact, you're aiming for them with HE. You what?
About there is when I realized, oh wait, that's what I should be doing.
Yep. Yep. As a matter of fact, he's doing that. He just took out one of your turrets, or at least stunned it.
No, that one's broken.
Now it's broken.
The other one's broken.
It's permud. And you go for the ram, you hit him, and you don't quite get the kill on him. Because you both have ram flags. And then you ram a second time to get the kill. Okay. Well, you know my rules. I gotta take a death pick of you now.
Yeah, so I was fire, flood, and 2,000 HP on the second ram.
Yep. It's too bad your DCP wasn't available. If it was, like, that would have been huge, right?
Yeah, I used it. I used it when he had taken both turrets out.
Right.
To try and hit his.
Now, Tangerines is in a great position, right? He's getting the A cap. Oh, and there's torpedoes there. Oh, God, he didn't think about Hydra until just now. He got lucky there.
He got very lucky.
So, all he needs to do is take the cap and kill kill one of the gearings. He doesn't have to kill the gearing technically.
No, so he just has to take the cap and just run. Is all he has to do at this point.
The gearing opens up and fails to shoot or to hit him and cause the decap. That ends the game right there for them.
Pretty much. They get fairly close to gunning him down, but he gets past the gearing in A, and the gearing in B turns out and doesn't have shots because he gets behind.
I really don't understand that gearing at B, because he should have gone to C so much longer ago. Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Tangerines is fine now. That's it. That's the game.
They don't spawn him again.
Well, crazy game.
Yeah, the other DM living after the first round, nearly gave me a heart attack.
Right. Well, because I mean, you're figuring you're gonna trade, and the worst scenario is obviously he dies and you fail. Oh, I love the well done in chat at the end there. Way to rub that in. Way to rub that in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at the render. They go what? Okay. Well, I don't know what to comment on that we haven't already commented on. I think you know, when you have these kinds of battles, it really comes down to who's got the better positioning and who's able to use that positioning. I think your team really struggled to going up the 8, 9, 10 line.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point looked like got waved off of that, which I mean, I guess you can do, but the problem is if you keep going all the way up to that, if you don't keep going up, you know, then they just come back and kill you. Oops.
Yeah, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah. So, okay. Other than that, I don't know what else there is to comment on.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think we made some mistakes, and I think we kind of
Yeah,
stole it from them.
right.
Um, I think
Well,
in the few cases we got unfortunate.
you can kind
Um,
of see the moment when they realize that they've won the game, and then you're like, hell no.
yeah, I mean, my play is to go in there and hope for something. And
Right.
thankfully, our Moscow player is very good. Um,
Oh,
he was
Tangerines, yeah.
actually
I
he
recognize
was
that name.
actually playing Golden Lion and Cots, and got. I think you guys were casting that for his Dutch oven.
I think we
Um,
might have been, yeah.
yeah, so it was actually this map too. So he was very
Hmm.
good. So he recognized what I was doing. That I was going for the ram, and he came in behind me to get the cap.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes and I talked about this before when I was covering Clash of the Classes. Sometimes you have to have the experience, the wherewithal, and the knowledge to simply say, you know what, whoever's calling, you're wrong. I need to do this in order to make the game work. And this very
Mm.
well might have been that situation with Tangerines.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate we lost. It was really hurt losing that daring there.
Well, it felt like he wasn't sure what to do, so he just kind of hung out. And then, you know, there's two other options for him, which is one is to try to play closer to Tangerines to run to him if he needs to. Two would be to go out to the two line to spot.
So we had lost visibility on that second Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
It just hadn't even crossed our mind. So that was part of it. So he was trying to spot and prevent the A Des Moines
Yep.
from doing exactly what he did.
Right.
And as soon as he got taken out, the Des Moines A could push in and get to that spot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's one of those kind of where you think of something and you think of it, but it's like too late to really act on it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. That's the joy of playing this game, right? Like if it always worked out the way you expected it, no one would play it because it's boring.
Oh yeah,
So you had two Rams in this game, the Montanas and you and the Des Moines, and you were
technically
able
three since I ran Des Moines twice.
to. Imagine if you rammed him and then got away with a gun kill and
Oh,
were
I didn't
still
have
alive.
guns to shoot him with.
I know you didn't.
Yeah, I
Secondary
was
or
thinking the same
something.
thing.
Jeez.
I had to get the double ram because I didn't have guns.
And
Couldn't
he
shoot him.
had guns, so like if you didn't get that second ram off on him, he would have killed you. That would have been a big difference.
Yeah, maybe Moswa could have gunned him as he turned the corner, but
Yeah,
then maybe he gets AP around at the Moswa and kills the Moswa.
right. Cool. Well, thank you for
Yeah,
sending that one in. That's a really good clan battle replay, Zulu.
yeah, it was an intense one, so I had a lot of fun playing that one.
Yeah, I can tell. All right.